Hey everybody, this is Stormy with the capital Z coming at you with another game from the GNL Gym Newbie League. This is going to be a game on Concealed Hill. On the top right, we got Bladestorm, also known as WhatAFoolishBoy, an old-time member of Clan Gym. I believe he has participated in all of the GNL leagues, and see how he turns out. Going to be Orc, green Orc on the top right, Impdaddy, who is another regular member on Clan Gym, spawning as the orange Undead player at the bottom left. It's going to be Undead versus Orc, and yeah, there we go. Now I can see everything. So Undead opening up with Altar, going to be hero first. Pretty standard build orders on both of the sides so far. Nothing too very special going on right now. Boros gonna be up, and gonna have a choice between Farseer and Blade Master. So we're gonna have Blade Master, it appears. Blade Master against Undead. Classic choice. And got Criplord coming in by the Undead player. Interesting choice. Criplord works pretty well in this level of matchups, I guess you could call it this level of matchups. Players that perform around this MMR. I don't really know the MMR of these guys, but yeah, Criplord is pretty solid for this level. But at top tier level, guys like Happy have said that I believe the Death Knight just works out to be better. I'm gonna turn my mobile to vibration mode. Don't really want to get bothered with that. Let's scout peon in to detect exactly what's cooking. It appears that the Criplord just sold off the TP and bought Dust of Appearance and Rod of Necromancy. So he does have a hunch that he's likely going to be facing a Death Knight. I'm going to say Blade Master. Wow, I am messing up big time today. I don't really think that Impdaddy has done any scouting as of yet. Some nice stuff there by the guys at WC3 Champions. Text coming up over the heroes whenever they buy and sell items. Something really good there. So, okay, going in for Green Camp first. I guess you can get a couple of those beetles before you go in for the expansion, because an expansion is definitely something that is on Impdaddy's mind. He does have an Acolyte, he does have the skull of Sacrificial Skull, that is. But a pretty good item, I guess. Can use Cloak of Shadows, but this hero isn't exactly the most weakest of all heroes that's gonna need the Cloak of Shadows. Blade Master is in hot pursuit, going to go and get the Jack over there, also gets the item steal. Now we'll go to work on the ghouls. We're taking damage from the Warden, and Assassin will get taken out. One more ghoul will likely die. Criplord is super weak, does not have a TP to go back, of course, because it's sold off. There we go, Dust of Appearance activated. The Blade Master has nowhere to run now. And it can kill 2 or 3 ghouls over there right now. There we go, one ghoul down, another one. Uh-oh, Criplord is super weak. This is not looking good. Impale! He's gonna back out! And he stood there because he knew there was nothing he can do. And he just took it. He just took the back stab there and died like a true hero. Sadly for Impdaddy, he was level 2. If the Criplord was level 1, it would have been cheaper for him to revive that. It would have been more faster in reviving as well. But now, Bladestorm, or rather WhatAFoolishBoy, is going to enjoy free reign over this under construction expansion. He's going to do everything he can to try and put it down, also bringing a peon in the mix there. That is the scout peon, by the way. Uh-oh, Blade Master is getting super weak. You're gonna be a bit careful there. The creeps are still alive. Whoa. That's some nasty creeps there. Some really stubborn ones. And the Blade Master is super weak. I don't think he should take the risk. He's taking the risk. Uh-oh. This is a risk that you definitely don't want to take. There's no hero there, but if you have some sort of splash damage across, if you have like a last hit after your Windwalk activates, and if it hits, then you're done. A solid surround here by Impdaddy, going to kill that grunt over there. Blade Master gonna go towards the fountain and heal up, and of course Fountain of Health is something of a sight these days, because Concealed Hill is the only ladder map that has the Fountain of Health anymore at this point of time. Early on we used to have Secret Valley, which was the very popular map for the fountain, and Lost Temple was also popular. That was pretty old though, for 1v1s that is. So Impdaddy kind of set down the expansion. Now it appears that he will be successful in doing so. Maybe I spoke too soon. Here comes WhatAFoolishBoy. Blade Master is surrounded, but it can Windwalk away. Only has enough mana for one more Windwalk though. He's taking damage. Oh no! Just of appearance. Impale! Impale! He didn't use Impale. I guess he didn't have enough. I have to check on that. We'll have to check on that. Face isn't even in the center of the screen. Wow, Stormy, really? This is fine. So, WhatAFoolishBoy will return back to the camp that he only partially crept. He's going tier 3. Has a Torn Totem and Beastery there. Shadowhunter coming in. Although tier 2 is a long way to go for Impdaddy though. Good thing for him is that his expansion is up and running, so all the fight and all the sacrifice made was worth it. But now that WhatAFoolishBoy knows that the expansion is up, he needs to do something about that real quick. I think he wants to get his hero to level 3 first and then push in. Definitely needs a bigger army to face against that undead ghoul army there. Ghouls and beetles. Level 3 on the Crypt Lord as well. So far they're even. S. Mishra. Impale is 100 mana. Alright. That was a rough expo, but I think Impdaddy can then it around. I guess you meant something else, and whoa, okay. There's something that Impdaddy doesn't know about, and as long as he doesn't know about it, WhatAFoolishBoy can take the advantage there. Just one Beastery though, and he isn't producing anything, and he's supply kind of supply stuck. He got 2 supply there, but there's really nothing you can make with that, and he's not even putting down a burrow. Big mistake, big mistake here by WhatAFoolishBoy. A tiny Great Hall, because why not? Since the opponent is counter expand using a tiny Great Hall. Okay, so WhatAFoolishBoy is kind of even up that expansion attempt, or rather expansion on his side with a counter expansion. Level 2 on the Shadowhunter. Sentry wards for Impdaddy. May want to save one for later as well, because you can put down a sentry ward without your opponent noticing it in the midst of a battle or nearby more better key location, a bit closer to the orc base. Damn, that expansion was up quick. And also Burrow coming down. It appears we're gonna have more Raider, or I mean to say more of those Wind Riders. Oh, he's getting a 3rd hero instead. And he also got himself a Shredder. Reason being, he doesn't really have too many peons over there cutting lumber. He's gonna need that. Not exactly sure what Bladestorm is planning to do here. For a moment there, I thought he's gonna go for Wind Riders, and that would have been the better decision. Reveal. Reveal was done by the Undead, of course, because wants to make sure there is no Windwalking Blade Master lurking around. More creeping. Perhaps want to get that Shadow Hunter to level 3. You want to back out that Blade Master now. That's until you're planning level 4. But none of them are going to gain a level up if both of them stay there. So that's a decision that you definitely want to think about. And TC comes in the mix, so experience gets split even further. Beetles making their way towards the Oakish expansion. And Dispel! Or rather Disenchant, but I guess we can go with Dispel. That Spirit Walker just made short work of all of those beetles. You have an engagement coming in. Finally a second Wind Rider, but WhatAFoolishBoy really didn't exactly make too many units during this time. He crept a bit, put down an expansion, and he was, by the way, he was supply stuck for quite some time. He wasn't, he didn't make that fourth burrow for quite some time, and he put down an expansion, the Tiny Great Hall first. Death Knight as the second hero, I see. I'm getting any experience points so far. Spirit Walker is in grave danger. Death coiled to death. Oh no. Okay, now WhatAFoolishBoy is gonna have a tough decision. Okay, he's done creeping there. He doesn't have a TP. This will not work well. He has a long way to go for where the expansion is. This expansion is likely going to go down. Flyers coming in, but there's just so much damage they can deal out alone. Impdaddy should keep up the pressure. He needs to take out his expansion before he comes in. Has the melee units all across the expansion and the range units attacking the army. Wind Riders getting taken out. Expansion is down. I think Impdaddy can win this fight. He definitely has a bigger army. It's 68 versus 53. There's absolutely no chance that Bladestorm, or rather WhatAFoolishBoy, is going to come out on top of this fight. Unless and until Impdaddy screws up big time. Death Knight getting stomped. And critical strike to death. And that is really most of the advantage that WhatAFoolishBoy is going to gain. Apart from that, Impdaddy is still on a roll. He's going after Shadow Hunter. No mana, not enough mana for Impale, but he does have the Wand of Mana Stealing. He should be using that across to the Blade Master. Losing a lot of units actually. Impale now, but rather choosing the wrong target as of right now. Gonna get the kill though. He got the kill. Impale again. Should use the dust. Blade Master goes down. GG called by WhatAFoolishBoy or Bladestorm. Game number 1 goes to Impdaddy. Map 2, it appears, is going to be Amazonia. Score is Impdaddy 1, Blade. Ah, dear, oh dear. Reforged glitch is so hard. In Warcraft in general at this point. Alright people, back into a game. Map is going to be Amazonia this time. We got Impdaddy spawning on the top right as the green undead player, opening up with altar first once again. On the bottom left, we got Blazestorm, opening up with pretty standard orc build as well. The yellow orc, bottom left, I already mentioned that, and Blazestorm is also known as WhatAFoolishBoy. He changed his name of recent, I guess. I played with him last year. It was still WhatAFoolishBoy, and which I think is a pretty good name. WhatAFoolishBoy. Hit Lord is a good thing there. So, anyways, I'm gonna wait for the altars to come up. This is of course Amazonia. Single expansion for each player. Single. The goblin lab nearby your base. Creep route to level 3 times would require more than 3 camps. This time Impdaddy going in for the Death Knight standard choice, and WhatAFoolishBoy going in for the Blade Master. And since I was discussing about WhatAFoolishBoy's name, I kind of remembered about his hero selection. I believe he was one of the guys that used to like playing Blade Master from the very beginning. Scout Acolyte, making its way towards Bladestorm's base. Bladestorm is just easy to say. Acolyte is going to get some hits across that under construction Voodoo Lounge. He's dealing full damage, of course, but now the Acolyte's gonna go down. He didn't escape in time. Going to block it with a grunt, and it goes down. Want the energy shield? You surely want the energy shield. Do you want the energy shield? You surely want the energy shield. But you don't want to damage your own units or kill an opponent unit with that. Going to lose the skeleton warrior sadly, but we'll use the energy shield. And yeah, that's where you gotta be careful. Get coil. Loss of attack plus 5. Solid item. Same item on the other side as well. And the apprentice wizards were aggroed, it appears. Healing Salus being bought and the TP sold. And of course the Scroll of Speed. This is what I like to call the Orc Starter item pack. Circlet of Nobility. Look, Shadows, not really getting the best of items, I must say. And what do we have here? It appears that Bladestorm is going in for a rather unusual creep route. I'm not exactly sure if I've seen orcs creep like this before. Putting away those creeps from the big guy there. Gonna kill off the wizard and get Loot of Accuracy. Not the best item, I must say.
A player's forces are under attack.
Not the best item for an orc, especially for an orc, because all the orc stuff is melee. Got grunt melee, raider melee, Tauren melee. I mean, orcs are good at melee damage than ranged. Well, it would be a bit beneficial if he decides to go for Wind Riders, but of course against Crypt Fiends it's really not going to be a good choice. And uh-oh, grunt being ensnared. It was of course the scout grunt. Managed to escape. Second one coming. You don't want to get ensnared, come on. Be a bit careful than that. I think selling off the flute will just be a better option. You get a good amount of gold for that. Going in for the same camp on the other side. We'll take out that renegade wizard. Yeah, renegade. That's what I forgot. I forgot the name of the big guy. And it would be a big bummer if somehow, some way, he got the same item. And thankfully he didn't. He got Lion Horn of Stormwind. Give you Devotion Aura. And I think this is a much better item. +2 defense on... or rather +2 armor on all of your units. Your melee units are the ones that are especially going to benefit from that. Dust of Appearance. Does have the fear of the Blade Master lurking around, and he should, as the Blade Master is literally lurking around. Got the kill. Level 3 Death Knight. Blade Master still staggering at level 2.
A player's forces
Tier
are
3
under
coming in.
attack.
Shadowhunter out. Beastery. Burrow. I think Food Block is really not good thing here. You got the Beastery, yeah, but you can't really use it until you get the burrows down. Until you want to research something like Ensnare. I'm gonna solo creep with the Shadowhunter as appears, while the Blade Master lurks near the army of the Undead. Perhaps want to get a couple of jacks, kills,
A player's
steals,
forces are under
anything
attack.
works out. Still has the Flute of Accuracy. Didn't choose to sell it off just yet. Really, mostly,
A town is under siege.
at this point, it just takes the space there. Oh, hey there, jockeys on the stream. Look, Tarogar! Storm managing to get a kill on that fiend there. Impdaddy ought to be a bit more careful. Hex timing is very, very important here. Grunt getting a lot of damage. Want to back it out. Death Coil, and it will bite the dust. Windwalk once again. Shadowhunter taking a lot of damage this time around. But it gets slowed by the slow effect there. And burrowed right in the nick of time. And I don't think Bladestorm will have anything to reveal that until he sends something towards the goblin shop there. And I think he should. 50 gold worth investment for a kill is not that bad of a deal. Shadowhunter bites the dust. Death Coil. A lovely Death Coil there by Impdaddy, must say. Should send out a peon towards the goblin lab there. Taki says another one bites the dust. And he's going to use the tavern to get it back. That's a pretty expensive affair. Not exactly sure if it's really
Forces are under attack.
best option, especially considering the fact that it was just a level 1 Shadowhunter. Not really sure what he's going to speed in with that, and now he's tanking all the damage on the Shadowhunter. Level 2. Well, perhaps you wouldn't have gotten that if he was using the altar to revive it. It's almost level 2 there. Pit Lord is in, and we mentioned about the Pit Lord early on during the time when the game started as a reference to Bladestorm's original name, or rather I think that is still his name, just changed it on Battle.net. Now here's a big problem here. You have a significant army. I mean, this is a moderate number of units there, and you got 3 heroes. Going for green camps is really not going to be fun. Not really gonna gain a lot of experience points there. Going in for the bigger ones is just a better option. But then again, if you want to and if you do want to clear out green camps, you'd surely want to just do it with one hero at this point, because you're not gaining a lot of experience there. Howl of Terror is the first spell of choice. Potion of Invul bought by Impdaddy's Death Knight there. Stomp across those fiends, and he's actually attacking the right fiends. Impdaddy should be sending the illusionary fiends ahead instead of the real ones that are taking all the damage, and illusion goes down. That obsidian statue is almost taken care of, and it is. Coda coming in. Gonna eat up the fiend. Eat it. Fiend goes down, and the Torrent Chieftain bites the dust, it appears. Lich, taking a lot of damage, gets taken out. Devastating critical strikes there by the Blade Master. Pitlord taking a lot of damage. No mana. Death Knight doesn't have enough mana there. And he's gonna use the TP to get his stuff back. Yeah, I was about to say he had to get those feeds up before he does that, because otherwise they're going to be left behind. So he comes back with like 6 units, which is odd rate number. Could have been better for him. He did get the kill on the TC, although that's just a level 1 hero, so it gets revived real quickly. Real quickly. Lich. Lich is making his way out of the altar. Surely get this Death Knight to level 4. Level 2 Unholy Aura will be very beneficial. War Song Battle Drums. Well, that's actually the name of the item. This is War Drums upgrade. War Drums already increase your unit's attack. After the upgrade, it increases the damage there. Blade Master revealed itself. No dust. We have a couple of dust there. Using it now. Didn't use the nuke on him though. Would have been better if maybe he wasn't anticipating it to be exactly where he traveled to. Could be a case there. Loss of attack plus 5 and plus 5, circle nobility or corruption, plus 17 damage on that lich there. Dealing a lot of damage. Pit Lord still staggering at level 1. Should get cleave as soon as it hits level 2. Cleave against Orc? Sure, actually. And then again, Rain of Fire really isn't everyone's cup of tea. 51 versus 49. Pretty much an even army on both sides right now. Although a couple of units are making their way towards the Undead army. Orc army is at full potential. Some ghouls getting taken out from the front line. Poor Fiend gets eaten. Second Fiend being attacked. Blade Master going after it with critical strike, Windwalk. Now choosing to go after the obsidian statues, but the Blade Master taking a lot of damage. Blade Master goes down. And of course the curse effects by the Banshee there. So you got a double disadvantage that you can dish out on your opponent. You got Howl of Terror and you got the curse. That's really a lot of negative buffs that you're putting across your opponent's army. A Storm only gets like one hit there. Not really the best one. Finally choosing to take out that Banshee there. Should have done it a lot before in my opinion. Storm will not affect the obsidian statues as they are mechanical. Impdaddy picking apart those trolls one by one. And if he manages to kill the Kodos, which is really a hard task at this point, he will get back the fiends. Not at full potential though. Just of appearance kills the fiend there. Yeah, the fiends are going to be digested inside the belly there. Finally getting a good stomp. Hex! That time may get taken out. Potion of Invul right in the nick of time. But there's no death coil and the lich will bite the dust. Obsidian statue gets taken out. Ensnare. We don't have ensnare. Really? Fight was neck and neck. None of them making too many mistakes. Giving their all in that fight, I must say. Okay. He should actually... Yeah, okay, this is a mistake here. Shadowhunter almost level 4. At a point like this, you just want to back out your TC. Let the Shadowhunter level up. Shadowhunter gets level 4, you have one advantage instead of having no advantage, which is the situation right now. Taki says that was an interesting fight. Indeed, it was an interesting fight. As Mishra says, need to cast Howl of Terror more. I would agree, although I guess my observation didn't catch that thing there. I believe the Pit Lord had full mana or a lot of mana most of the time, because the Death Knight only managed to recover about 120 mana so far. The Pit Lord is full on mana, so that kinda does say that we didn't have too many Howl of Terrors there. It's something that Impdaddy needs to be doing more. More Banshees coming in, but do we have any upgrades on the Banshees? No, we don't have any upgrades coming either. Anti-magic shell is pretty good. Possess is amazing. And if you do have Banshees, there's really no reason to get those upgrades.
Players' forces are under attack.
I'm actually a bit curious about something there. I'm gonna say that later on after this matchup. Fight coming in. Orc army surrounding the entirety of the Undead army. That Torn Chieftain finding a good place for a stomp, finally getting one, but really gets just 2 units there. Pit Lord getting attacked left, right, and center. A second stomp on that Pit Lord. Obsidian statue getting taken out by the Blade Master. I like how Bladestorm has diverted attention across all of the units. Different units are focusing on different ones. This is causing a lot of pressure on Impdaddy. Pit Lord may get taken out. Death Knight is very far away from him, and he will get taken out. Level 4 on that Blade Master. Shadowhunter is already level 4. Impdaddy is in a situation right now. Expansion coming in for Bladestorm. So even if he loses this fight, he will have gained something beneficial out of this. That he will have an expansion while his opponent doesn't. And the opponent wouldn't even know about the expansion just yet. I haven't seen much scouting done by Impdaddy. Usually you want to get the Rod of Necromancy, put down Skeleton Warriors, and scout around the area. You definitely want to scout around expansions and know exactly when your opponent puts that down. Lich tanking a lot of damage. Should be fine as long as the Death Knight is around, but if the Blade Master is around, that can be catastrophic. We're in Snare, level 3, Lich. And he's backing out. For whatever reason.
Players' forces are under attack.
Can easily take out those leftover creeps there. There's no reason to just back out. Just until he had something else in mind there. Because you would have cleared out that expansion and... Okay, that's what happened there. One of the fiends was still inside, or rather one of the undead units. I wouldn't know whether it was a fiend or not. So one of the undead units was inside the belly of the Kodo. So Impdaddy knew exactly what was coming his way. He saw WhatAFoolishBoy coming in. And this is sort of an amateur mistake that you can make while you're having a Kodo Beast consumed your opponent's units. The vision stays with your opponent, and until the unit is digested inside the belly of the Kodo, your opponent will know exactly wherever the Kodo is roaming. So he saw that coming, he saw his opponent coming, and he chose to back out, which was a wise decision. And he located the expansion. He's going to take out the expansion, it appears. Bladestorm is... he basically has his hands full right now. He doesn't have a TP, but does have speed scroll. Impdaddy ought to make... He's gonna have to do a fast job here. I can see on the mini-map, it appears that he's gonna buy a TP. He bought a TP. Impdaddy retreating immediately, not wasting even a moment. And oh no! He beat right into the army there. A stomp. Only get 1 unit though. That Blade Master's DPS is going to be deadly. Owl of Terror, there we go. Fiddler taking a lot of damage by the ranged units. Death Coil. 55 foot army versus 47. That's not gonna work out well. Especially considering that the opponent team has a Blade Master, level 4. That is dancing all over your units. Dust of Appearance. Pit Lord once again being healed. Impdaddy calls for the GG. And this game goes to Bladestorm. Or rather... That was an epic confrontation. Get the Heroes tab here. 444, 4, 2. So we're going into the same game name, it appears. We'll have a game number 3. Jats is now following you. Thank you for the follow, Jats. Welcome to the channel. It is good to have you here. Alright, people. Game number 3. The tiebreaker. The game that will decide who walks away with the victory in the series. It is going to be Impdaddy, spawning at the bottom left as the red undead, this time opening up with Crypt and Graveyard, the Crypt opening. On the top right we got Bladestorm, also known as WhatAFoolishBoy, opening up with a pretty standard build order. Map is going to be Last Refuge, and turn this down. Why does this get... It automatically turns on. Reforged is a mess. WarCraft 3, ever since Reforged came out, it has just been a mess. So, game number 1 was won by Impdaddy, where he showed a pretty good performance. Managed to keep WhatAFoolishBoy on his toes for most of the game, and then at the end managed to seal the deal. In game number 2, Bladestorm, or rather WhatAFoolishBoy, came back with a resurgence, and he managed to topple the Undead army. Once again going for the Blade Master. This is likely going to be a Death Knight, unless and until it's not, I guess. Let's see how this works out. Tomb of Relics. Graveyard is there, so have some Crypt Fiends coming in likely. Ducky says Reforged was always a mess, sadly. Yep, always a mess. Have some options selected inside a game that's 20-year-old, which used to work just fine, but then you had to do something to simply mess it up. And that's exactly what Blizzard did. So whenever you went into the options and turned the music off, it used to stay off. In Reforged, however, It automatically switches on for whatever reason, which makes no sense. Blade Master out. Going to go for some creeping. Going to be a Death Knight for the side of Impdaddy here. All in the same camp on his side of the base. What is the item? The item is a Circlet of Nobility. A pretty good item for first kill. Going to sell off his TP and buy what I like to call the Orc Starter Pack. 2 healing salves and 1 Scroll of Speed. Jockey reminding us that Blizzard didn't even mention Reforged on their 30th anniversary, and that exactly is more than enough to tell you how big of a mess it is and how much they just want to sweep it under the rug and believe that people will just forget about it. Tier 2 being clicked on the Undead side. Tier 2 for the Orc is slightly ahead. Well, actually significantly ahead. Just how the build order is. Can't really do much about that. And whoa. Key location for that sentry ward. Planted one there and planted one right outside the expansion. Which, by the way, he's going to creep out. I'm not sure if that's really the best choice. I mean, having one here and then having one somewhere else, like the middle of the map, would have been better because you already know your opponent is out from this side once you have a sentry ward here. Not really the best of choice, in my opinion, personally, but of course I could be wrong. I'm just terrible. Oh, hey there, Honor. How you doing? It's Impdaddy, the Red Undead, and Bladestorm, Blue Orc. Currently they are tied 1-1. Both of them won 1 games each. Steady pulling out a Dust of Appearance just to be sure there is no lurking Blade Master around. And there is a Blade Master lurking around. Death Coil right in the nick of time there. Grunts following in. The tome has been left for consumption. The Blade Master should pick it up on the way back. Skeleton Warriors could have destroyed it if they didn't want. If they could have denied it basically to the Blade Master. That's not going to be the case. So Bladestorm did manage to disrupt the camp over here. Managed to get an item steal. Level 2.5 on the Death Knight. Blade Master slightly below that. Okay, yeah, because of the sentry wards, WhatAFoolishBoy knows what's going around here. He knows exactly what Impdaddy's up to. Shadow Hunter coming in. Eastery. Androse is doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been well. Sorry, I'm just bad at reading at times. I'm doing fine. Okay, despite of having that sentry ward there, he kinda kept creeping. He kinda risked it here. Risked of getting jack or ambushed, but I guess he was prepared. Going to go after the Fiend there. Fiend may go down. No mana. No mana on the Death Knight. Fiend goes down. No body block though. I think Master could have easily body blocked away one of the Fiends there. Speed scroll, but not going to use it to overtake any of the units and try to get a body block. And that's fine. Catastrophic. Interesting choice. A Naga Sea Witch as the second hero. At times see this as the third one instead of the second. Port Lightning and Cold Arrow combination works out really well. It's going to be Cold Arrow as the first spell. That will be useful for him to slow down units that he's trying to focus and nuke down. Of course, the nuke will not be complete and will not be as potent as it is without the Lich. I would reckon we're gonna see the Lich as the third hero for Impdaddy. Potion of greater healing. Shadowhunter will get to level 2. Farm will be put down here. Blade Master is already on the hunt. Dust of Appearance coming in. No, not yet at least. That's a lot of damage. Also Purging Orb. Purging Orb is Imba. We need another Death Coil, and Bladestorm figured that the Death Coil will likely heal away that fiend there, so he chose to go back out there. Poor Rabbit gets taken out in the midst of this fight and gets reanimated into 2 human skeleton warriors. Yeah, these are human skeletons. Like, that doesn't make much sense, but it just happens in WarCraft. You can kill a rabbit, and out of the corpse of one small rabbit, you can have 2 skeleton warriors that resemble the skeleton of a human. Anyways, enough of most of the meme stuff. Getting back to the game, we have Impdaddy creeping at this spot here, and okay, is the sentry ward still up? Or down? So it's a sort of a lucky thing over here for Bladestorm that he detected exactly. I mean, he hid in exactly where Impdaddy was creeping. Now he will attempt to attack Impdaddy's units. That Naga Sea Witch cannot be death coiled, and it will get taken out. Next target will be the Obscene Statue, which gets Purge effect. Second Purge effect, and it's going to go down. It cannot be death coiled. Oh no! Ensnare! Ensnare by the creeps, that is. He just used Hex exactly when the Death Coil raised his hands to use the Death Coil. And wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the way Impdaddy saved his fiend there. So I'll tell you the sequence of events over there. The fiend was being attacked, it got purged, right? It was basically near death. It burrowed down right before the Blade Master could strike it down. Then the Blade Master used dust, the fiend got up, and then the TP was already active, by the way, during that time. The fiend got up right in the nick of time before the TP would go off, and got the fiend back to the base. Lovely gameplay there by Impdaddy. We'll go after this orange camp. We'll be able to creep this out without much of a problem. But Bladestorm is going for the camp that you want to go for. The red camp. And get out of the red camp, and he's getting a red hot item as well. It's going to be a Cloak of Flames. I'm gonna put it up on the Torrent Chieftain, which should be a good choice. Can put it on the Blade Master as well, and the Blade Master, the DPS will just bounce off the board. Gonna leave behind a Manual of Health. There's no reason to do that. There is no reason to do that. Okay. He is going to do that. Destroyer upgrade coming in, and we have a almost 50 food army on the side of Impdaddy, who hasn't put down his 5th ziggurat, so he won't be breaking upkeep anytime soon, it appears. Side of Bladestorm, although you do have the next burrow coming in. We're likely going to have him break the upkeep. Likely. Bladestorm will pick up the pieces over here, and he's going to do it with all 3 heroes. This is something which he shouldn't be doing, I personally believe. Well, all 3 heroes are going to progress together, but I'd rather have the advantage on one than have the advantage on none. And right now he has the advantage on none, and there was an expansion going down, being detected by Impdaddy. Cancelled, and Peon gets taken out as well. Got some Banshees ready to cast some Curse. He is a tier 3 and does have the 6th, or rather 5th ziggurat coming in. gives you the 60 supply. I'm not sure whether he would choose to go beyond the upkeep though. He just did.
A player's forces are
Impdaddy breaking upkeep. Bladestorm has already broken upkeep. And none of them have the expansion. Level 4 on that Blade Master. Newells is on the stream. Hey there, Newells. The score is 1-1. Bladestorm 1 and Impdaddy 1. This is the tiebreaker. And Illusionary Berserker getting trapped up there. Impdaddy going in for the red camp here. I'm a bit conflicted as to why Bladestorm did immediately go for this camp after the fight. That would have just been a better option as compared to the camps that he is creeping out. You take out the red camp, you get all the experience from it, you get the mega item from it, and you also deny the mega item. And the mega item for Impdaddy sadly is Legion Doomhorn, which gives him no benefit whatsoever. He's just gonna sell it off for like 300 gold or something. But at least he denied it for the orc player. Lich taking a lot of damage there. Frost shield, or rather frost armor. Good positioning there by Impdaddy, forcing the orc to back out lightly. Blade Master coming in. Heal across. A lovely stomp. He got the surround on the Death Knight. Death Knight has no TP. Nothing to heal it. And it will bite the dust. Level 3 on that Torrent Chieftain. This game is going in the hands of Bladestorm. Slowly but surely winning this fight. No TP. And this is GG. This game goes to Bladestorm. And this series goes to the Tavern. Good game, people. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed what you have seen, do not forget to like and follow on YouTube and all the other places wherever you are watching this. You can follow me on my Twitch channel for more content, and I'm going to be uploading everything to YouTube later on, so you can check out the archives over there. Cryptlord says S Mishra. Yeah, sadly no Cryptlord there. And so that would be all, I guess. I will see you in the next cast. Goodbye for now.